I'm Julie. I cover the legislature for the Times-Picayune and NOLA.com, and I'm going to walk you through the Capitol on the opening day of session. So we're going to start in the House. We're going to go there first. So one of the nice things about being a legislative reporter is I get to work in this beautiful building. It's pretty fantastic. It's built, and I'm going to get this wrong, but in a little over a year, which is pretty impressive. So this is the House. The members aren't really around until the governor starts speaking at 1. And normally, back in this area, there are like a ton of lobbyists. This is the governor's spokesperson. You're up on Facebook Live, Richard. Hey, how's it going?
I just sent you that stuff.
Okay, thanks. So normally this area is really filled with lobbyists, advocates, members of the public. They're not allowed to, I think it's probably pretty obvious, cross this rope, but legislators can come out and talk to people over this rope and then go back inside. There are 105 seats in the House. I think right now we're missing one person, but I'm not sure about that. So this is the House.
Test mic 1, 2.
Richard's on camera again, apparently. Kind of one of the interesting things about the House is that people sit in seats by region. So down there in that corner, like the farthest corner from us, tends to be the New Orleans delegation. The North Shore sits behind them. Over here is Acadiana, and then the Black Caucus sits here. So some of our legislators from New Orleans sit with the Black Caucus, but some of them sit in the New Orleans section. It depends. And then kind of other Democrats sit here next to the Black Caucus. It's a little bit like a high school cafeteria situation. And lobbyists, before they come into session, can come back and talk along this rail. No one can go beyond this rail that's not a page, so like a young person that's interning basically, or a reporter on the floor. Apparently a long time ago, actually lobbyists could go on the floor. They could just like wander up to someone's desk and talk to them, but there have been rules put in place since then. So oh yeah, I've never seen a teleprompter.
I know, like we're moving up in the world. Teleprompters, huh?
New edition, the governor's reading stuff off of the teleprompter.
What is this?
This is us on Facebook Live.
Oh, that's exciting. Hi.
This is WAFB reporter Kevin.
Hello, Times-Picayune and NOLA.com.
Okay, so this is where the governor is going to make his speech today. You might see chairs up in front. Those are where the senators sit. They'll come in here for the speech. The Speaker of the House sits where that guy in that tan suit is. Testing the mic. And when they vote, their names either light up in green or red when they're voting on the bill. Or they'll stay this color if they're, absent during the vote. I don't know what else to say here. There are usually more House members on the floor because they don't have their own individual office, so some of them kind of sit at the desk and treat it like an office. But I only see a couple. It's Bubba Cheney, and I think that's Representative Henskins. A lot of family members will be here today because it's the opening of session. The governor's wife and probably his kids will be here today. And this is all the TV setting up for the speech. Members of the public are kind of relegated to this gallery up here. Pretty far from the action, but actually we get a pretty good view. So, all right.
Yeah. Kevin Litton
Hi.
wants to know what Richard sent you.
What?
Kevin Litton wants to know what Richard sent you.
Oh, Richard sent me maybe some information about the governor's speech. The proceedings begin with like a military presentation of the flags, the color guard, so that's why we have all these National Guard members here.
Kevin also would like to know if you can get someone to ring the bell.
I don't know if I can get someone to ring the bell right now. Maybe in a bit. Okay, so now we're going over the Senate. Hey, Ashley. Hello. I gave you the Sergeant at Arms. You're being broadcast right now.
Oh no. Y'all have a good day.
They keep everyone in line. This is one of our wonderful people with disabilities advocates. You advocate a lot. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Are you here all day today? No. Tomorrow maybe. So normally when we're in session, there'll be like a lot of groups here. So Ashley actually was probably wearing a yellow shirt. Different groups will wear like different colored shirts to indicate who they are when they come to advocate. So like there are a lot of people who advocate for people with disabilities will wear yellow shirts, and there'll be like 100 people out here in yellow shirts kind of as a show of force, I guess. We can't go back there right now, but back in this back hallway is where Huey Long got shot. I might actually be able to go back there. If you've ever been on a tour of the Capitol, you might have been back there. So I think he was shot right about in there. Also, you can see things like the governor used to have his own elevator. I've been assured that the governor no longer has his own elevator, that anyone can use this elevator, but it's pretty funny nonetheless. This is all the portraits of the previous governors. This is our display kind of about the shooting of Huey Long, which is obviously a big draw for the Capitol. This is the Speaker's office. Stan, look, state official, please step right in. What are you guys here for today? Cool. You're from ULI?
Yes.
Cool. So this is like a fairly new broadcasting live.
Wow.
I'm Julia Diney. I'm with the Times-Picayune. So this is like a normal, see, they're in their coats, they're indicating who they are. This is like a normal way people advocate to their state lawmakers. They usually dress kind of uniformly. Sometimes we have doctors that wear their doctor's coats sometimes when they come. We've had a lot of higher education cuts recently, which I think people probably know about. So we get a lot of groups that are connected to certain programs that people think might be at risk. So, yeah, good to have you.
Yeah, come back by and maybe a whole lot more.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is another thing that we'll have.
Striking out the stroke. So we're going to let them give some interesting facts on how to spot a stroke and prevent a stroke and what to do if you think someone is having one.
Oh, wow. Cool. Sometimes we have massage chairs here some days. Yes, when the massage therapists come in and advocate, or chiropractors, they'll have like
Yeah, that's nice. I like
things
that.
out here. Yeah. Alright, so this is the Senate chamber, which is much quieter and usually a lot more boring. They don't make as much noise. They're not as boisterous. There are not nearly as many of them. Right now there are only 38 of them. There's usually a maximum of 39. So this is kind of interesting. Sometimes when committee hearings are going on, they will broadcast them in the hall so people can come out here and watch the committee hearing if they're also trying to monitor something in there. guess much like the house, they're a little bit freer with where people can go. So lobbyists can kind of line this area. They have to talk across this rope thing. What else? There was once a bomb in the Capitol, and I can't find it right now, but somewhere on this roof.
Pencil, the second one.
Oh.
The second medallion up at the top.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's like still a pencil from decades ago when a bomb went off here, when there was a lot of strife about labor issues at the time. So I guess they've never taken it out. It's very strange. So the senators, not like the House, they don't really sit by like region. Like I said, there are a lot less of them. They tend to, I think if you're a more senior member, you kind of get to pick where you want to sit. So some people like sitting at the back so they can like come over here and talk to people. Some people like sitting at the front. It's just like being in a class. I guess another thing I could say is that when people are on the floor, they have to cover their shoulders. That's women and men. Men have to wear a jacket. And that goes for staff. That goes for someone like me. Occasionally, this is one of my coworkers' favorite stories. If we're here on the weekends, we have a House member who will wear his like work overalls from like his farming with a jacket. Some people wear tennis shoes with their suits because they get tired of standing. So people get creative. Usually on Thursday we see more people in jeans, with a jacket. The overalls are probably the most striking thing. J.P. Morrell, who's a New Orleans state senator, is famous for wearing different colored tennis shoes. He has a lot of designer tennis shoes that he sports with his suits, and they're usually color coordinated. So that's about it. So maybe we'll go up to the governor's suite quickly. Hi guys. Hi. You ready?
Yeah, we ready.
Yeah. A lot of these people you see in the maroon jackets they're called sergeant at arms. They do security for the Capitol. And then also state police are involved in some security for the Capitol. So yeah, we have to get in an elevator to go to what's called the fourth floor. Hi Sam. We're on Facebook Live. Sam is a student at LSU / she does a lot of work for the Baton Rouge Business Report. So he's very talented. I guess I forgot to mention this fall sometimes there are protests in it too. It's hard to hear people in here when they get really loud, so I actually would advise people to do a Capitol steps protest. Now we have some legislators arriving.
We're getting in an elevator, so we'll cut out. Bear with us.
Yeah, so, like, I guess in the building, people call the fourth floor. They don't just speak on the fourth floor, so they call it the fourth floor. I'm going to the fourth floor. Going down. The reception manager. We're on the Facebook Live. This is probably about as far as we can go. Here. could go to the press room real quick, I guess. Yeah. Another thing is, the Capitol is cleaned, and then the cafeteria, the food is made by inmates from Dixon Correctional Center. Yeah, so you see a lot of prisoners around the Capitol. They haul the coffee. This is the coffee that they let them get. And if you've ever seen a press conference with the governor, it's usually in this room. They also have meetings in this room. I think what else to say? There's a house cafeteria that serves breakfast and lunch. It closes at 5, so if we're here really late, the vending machine usually literally runs out of food. Every Monday they serve red beans and rice because we are in Louisiana. I'll have some later. And that's about it. We can. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully there'll be more stuff happening soon. And feel free to ask me questions.